Meow meow. That is my general sound test. Meow. It usually works. Pretty much every time. Meow meow meow. Oakley dokley. Where are we at? Not in 7 minutes. Oh, okay. Do I have any Webbit seeds? Of course I don't. God damn it. Alright. That's a shame. Hello. Daraminha. I need more Jaden drops. And Grinton. Righto. Okay.
Everything drab.
Everything is so drab today. Not really. Alright. To Kith of Kings. Kith of Kings. What are we gonna do today, little verb? Show me the way. Hello. Good evening. Bell the Mighty? Indeed. Alright, let's go do this. Let's beat some people up. Where's my HUD? What did I do with it? There we go. Show HUD. Usually helps. Hello, good sir. Goodbye, good sir. Sorry for interrupting your lunch break. Hello. Swish and flick. Oh god. Rapiers are my favorite, I swear. Hello. Goodbye. Wait, what? Oh, that's handy. It's a table chest. Okay. What do we got? Sludge Hunter. Ugh, no thanks. I've seen enough muck for today. Oh, that was not dainty. Hello. Goodbye. Whoops. Excuse me. Okay. Swish and flick. Excellent. Alright, what do we got to do here? Mike Wazowski's paperwork, of course. Hello, little animals. How does they do? Oh, the beef isn't like normal colored again. It's chocolate. Just like the chocolate I'm eating. Not a bit rude. See ya. Okay. Let's go get some fun stuff, shall we? Oh wait, there's Susan. Susan from finance. I have a question for you. Susan, come back. I need you. Susan, stop taking my shit. Susan, pay attention to me. Righto. That's fine. No more Susan, unfortunately. Let's go for a dip. Doopy-doo. Okie dokie. Where's our little idol? We need you. Hey, Beaver, get over here. You're mine. There. That'll do. Where's our little tree? Need the idol. Wherever you are. There it is. There we go. Alright, what are we going to do? Beat up some people. Excellent. Just what we like doing. Ooh. Ah, can this be like a secret cave? That'd be cool. Let's take a shower. Alright, there we go. We're all clean. Eat it, bud. Okay. Sweet. What do we got? Drax, and Mora's Kiss. Okay. Cool. We need Benneret. Wherever she's at. This one, Selvins. Expelliarmus, indeed. Where did he go? Is he oh my god, he's invisible. That's cool. Hey, bud. That's awesome. Goodbye. Wait, there's another Benneret? What? Ooh, double whammy. Okay. Swish and flick. And I look like a tree. Right. That was random. Where's the other Benneret then? What's this? Odiak. Okay. Hello. Where are you? Want to see you. I will battle thee. Hello. Where is your boss? I wish to meet them. Where's the Benneret? Is she available? Is she around? Does she want to actually hustle or just not show up? Okay. Apparently there's no Benneret. I'm confused. Swish and flick. Expelliarmus. Ah, nice. So this is where Gwilyn drops. Lovely. Aim for the eye. Sure can. There's no Benneret around. I think that was a thing. Oh, wait. Hello? 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 Well, that was rude. Swish and flick. Goodbye. And I win again. Hello. Goodbye. Well, that was rude. Silly man.
So it wants to play.
Swish and a flick. What is this book? Right, Moknomone, Enter the Glades. Ooh, it's been a while. Okay. Yes, I do want to play, and I don't know where you are. Come on, where are you? Is there a Beneret around? She seems to be, but I've got no idea where she is at. Okay. Beneret, are you here? What are you doing? Where are you? I want to play. Apparently, you're not here. Righto. Oakley dokley. Hey, bud. Uncle Michael. Hello. Thank you for the follow. What's been shaken? Oh. I got body blocked by a tree. Fantastic. That's a decent Vasp, so I'm going to keep that. Alright. There you go. Indeed. Goodbye. We love poison damage. Rude. Aw, I lost my balloon. Oh well. Alright, Mike Wazowski's paperwork time. Thank you, take you. Wunderbar. Oh, I gotta save you. Whoops. Are you playing Soulframe as well, Uncle Mikkel? No, no, no. I can't help myself. I feel like having some chocolate. Oh, you just turned it off? Oh, fair. How are you enjoying the gameplay? Have you been playing, like, for a while? Ooh, Mockery. Hello. Awaken, my child. Yo, okay. Halloween Rain does work on them. That's nice. Hello, Rat. What you doing, Chunky? Hmm? Being Chunky. Oh, nice. You've been playing it, like, since last week? Nice. It's a pretty good time to start playing, to be honest. Preludes 15 has been very good. Yeah, right. Oh, wow, okay. Yeah, cool. Nice. Yeah, they've been doing, I think, code drops or send-outs via email for, I think, roughly every 2 weeks, I think. Oh, wow. Okay, nice. Yeah, sweet. I've been playing since Preludes 8. I'm obsessed. Very much so. I really enjoy the, I'd probably say like the multi-layered mechanics to the game. Very, very good. And there's still like so much more coming, which is great. So I'm very much enjoying this playthrough. Not just that, but just seeing how everything operates within the game and what changes with hotfixes and the patch notes. Hey. Eh. Your perfect face-kicking height, little turd. Come on. Jump at me. Come on. Come over here. Nope. That's rude. Come on. Uh-huh. I love these little guys. Come on. Ah. Terrible. How do I like the combat? I think it's gotten a lot better. I think the movability of the Envoy is a lot smoother than what it used to be. Combat was definitely very chunky, I think, when I first started playing in Preludes 8. But it's gotten way better. I think a lot of the different weapon movement styles have definitely been upgraded. I think the rapier style are very, very good. Polearms, I still feel like they could be still worked on, which I'm sure that they will be. But as far as, say, like combat goes, there's a lot of different areas that we can operate like really, really well in. I think riposting is definitely a lot better than what it used to be as well. Defensive maneuvers are quite good. But definitely really enjoy pretty much most of the weapon styles in the game. But the Navala and Espadate are very good, in my opinion. Duelian, also being a pretty strong longsword, is very strong, and it's very good too. I think combat is definitely a lot better than what it used to be. And the movability, at least of the Envoy, is a lot smoother. I'm glad that we don't have to, like, kind of like thinking of Elden Ring in terms of, say, heavy rolling, medium and light rolling. I'm really glad that we don't have that, to be honest, because that would just add an extra layer of effect on it, on the combat. But I think it's still relatively challenging to a degree, but then there's also a lot of really easy ways, basically, to cheese things, for the most part. I think the synergy between weapons and packs, essentially, are very good. I definitely find people tend to kind of use more weapon base as their like main output, where I find that utilizing combat with a pact in alignment with a weapon is pretty much the way that I kind of operate for the most part. Ah, sorry, bud. Just stabby stabs. Yeah, there's definitely a huge rotation of different weaponry that we can use. Sword and shield is very good. Long swords are pretty strong. I'd probably say like magical caster weapons are probably my favorite mostly for the utility that they offer, which is quite nice. But also the tempers adding more efficiency to attacks and damage types is really nice as well. Yeah, no problem. And it's very good. Ooh, Ignimora. Oh, that just popped out of nowhere. Oh, it's a Needles though, unfortunately. I definitely enjoy a lot more of the adventuring too. Like the puzzles, etc. are quite nice. I would like to see more, in all honesty, but we'll see what happens with the War Songs update when that comes through. Very looking forward to that. There's creeps everywhere. Ah, thank you, yeah. Pretty much, yeah. It's actually the journal from Soulframe, the overlay. I think I pinched Creepy Baby and like added him in. But basically, the overlay is essentially, yeah, the journal. I really like the scroll style look, so I thought, you know what? It's something that I really enjoy putting together when I basically focus on Soulframe streaming for the most part for now. And yeah, I really like the scroll overlay. And I thought, you know what? That'd look kind of cool with the overlay. So, Mr. Joe Dennis, hello, welcome. What is shaken? I am just doing a faction tale or votive. Do you want to play? Okay, Expelliarmus time. See ya. Huh. Hello, hello. But if you guys have got questions on, I guess, like anything really, I'm happy to answer as well. I've been putting some video things together for the tube. Mostly in like functionality of the game and things that the game doesn't necessarily tell you. What do we got here? We got more Sinecure. Could you elaborate more on how things change when you shift the virtues around? Absolutely. Wunderbar. Huh? We have a cage. We've got a cage chest. Amazing. With a squirrel attached. That's funny. So I guess in terms of, say, like, what the virtues do and how they operate, they pretty much function everything in the game that we do. Weapons, armor scaling, damage output, the pact abilities, cooldown reduction, and so forth. You can basically build every single pact any way that you want. The reason why I've got a spirit-based class on a Tetherin is because of Call of the Ancients. Increased damage and increased defenses is what this ability does. So the higher I scale it into this spirit virtue, the longer this ability is going to last. It will basically descale Fellist and Clash in terms of, say, like duration of the ability staying, but basically Fellist itself has its own kind of time frame, so it doesn't really have a duration that it lasts. It basically just lasts forever. So in terms of, say, Tetherin as an example, what you want to do to get more damage output and the better amount of armor that you want, essentially you would want to put armor on that scales with courage as an example. So say if I put Sacade's Gut Guard on the whole entire shebang of chest, legs, and armor in courage base, the higher my armor would be. But because I'm using a Pensive's Cloak, which is a spirit virtue requirement, basically the higher I go into my spirit, the more armor I'm going to get out of that particular armor set, essentially. with anything that scales in, say, like dual virtues, most things I look at is basically if my armor wants to do better and I want to change my build, I most certainly can. I can easily run a courage and spirit build, and what that will give me is a little bit more armor, a little bit more health rather than armor, but I still scale evenly relatively between these two virtues of courage and spirit. So basically it will give me a little bit more power to Fellist output, but also it will reduce a little bit more the duration of this ability, but they will basically regenerate a little bit faster in terms of how high I scale into a virtue basically. I have been seeing people play around with, say, like the very like middle road builds as an example. In terms of having equal virtues, basically what that does is allows you to use any armor or weapon in the game, but it doesn't necessarily give you a huge amount of armor or massive amount of damage output. In terms of, say, weaponry, they basically scale up to rank 30 and their damage output is folded into the level of the weapon. So they kind of work on their own leveling system, if that makes sense. But virtues definitely are something that you want to get kind of used to in terms of what kind of build are you trying to create. And that goes for every single pact, basically. Tetherin can utilize all three virtues extremely well. Most of the other packs will work really, really well in tandem of how high or how strong you want to make your build. Duello, for example, is a very good user of all three virtues. So the higher you go into a virtue stat, the more damage output, the more health, the more duration, the more ability scaling that you have, basically. With Grace as an example, I would probably say in terms of like Siren as an example, using a bow, you'll get much better headshot application out of this type of build. The reason being is because Grace scales extremely high in its way of headshot multipliers, basically. So say, for example, I'll use Orenville set as an example. It has 3 pips of virtue requirement in Grace, and that's what this armor likes. So the higher I scale into Grace, the better off I'll be when I use a Grace-based set of armor. So basically that will give me a much higher scaling of armor the higher I go into the scaling virtue. So if I do a maximum Grace build, this weapon and this armor will now give me a lot more damage output and a lot more armor, basically, to resist physical damage output. Grace is extremely strong, very strong. So basically most weapons, whatever their virtue requirements are, basically you have to follow through and make sure that you have the right amount of courage or grace or spirit to be able to affect the weapon properly. The reason why I can utilize this is because I have the right amount of points in my virtue prism. Now, the courage is not satiated. So basically this weapon is actually saying the wrong thing. So what I have to do to make sure that I can actually use this weapon is to ensure that I have the right amount of courage and the right amount of spirit. The reason why it's probably saying I have the right amount of virtue requirement is because I have a courage buff, which is the red little symbol above my health bar on the bottom left. And basically that's giving me an extra boost of courage at the moment. So the little idols that we find to give us courage, spirit, or grace buffs, they will basically give us, I think it's roughly like 5 points for about 10 minutes of the buff. But we also have access to different potions that allow us to do the same thing, but for 60 minutes at 10 points each. So you can actually boost your courage, grace, and your spirit with your buff potions, and they are collected from your factions as well. So pretty much I kind of reverse engineer anything. When it comes to creating a build, I basically look at what kind of virtue build I want to scale into, and I work around that. And then I look at the pact and I look at how these particular abilities operate, and then I can utilize duration like very high as an example, or I can go very low. So if I'm running a full grace build, but I want to utilize Trick of the Light as a bomb, basically I will run a courage based build, or I'll run a full grace based build with Siren as an example. So I get more effectiveness and duration out of my Pictrix powder of blinding enemies. but I basically can utilize this as a bomb, and then I can still fly around in butterfly mode and backstab people in the back. That's just one type of build that you can look at. You can certainly build into courage spirit based, you could do a courage grace based, or you can do like a grace spirit build or a spirit grace build. Basically, you can run anything as long as you follow what the virtue prisms can do, basically. So even though I don't have a full grace-based build at the moment, I can still run a pretty healthy amount of armor, even with a grace-based armor, because of the amount of colored icons that you see in the physical and stability here. Basically, the higher I go, the more damage output I'll go. So it's pretty much like the closest or easiest way I can explain how virtues operate. Even on, say, like, I'll jump back into Tethrin and I'll show you a bit of a difference when it comes to, say, like a courage build as an example. So if I start off with Warrior Mora as an example, this is the very base foundation of the prism or area that I can utilize for courage. So it gives me a relatively good amount of life. It makes me more tanky. I can take more hits. Basically, on a rule of thumb, I can drop my armor down to a lower class armor, essentially. It's a lot better than the base armor would be, which would be like Tethrin's chest piece, which I actually don't have at the moment. I need to go collect it again because I was using it for a tutorial before with the Moonsteel and the stitching. But basically, you can still get quite an effective use out of these, the higher amount of courage that I go. So you can see that I now have 73 courage because of the amount of courage points that I have in my virtue tree. I can further boost that with a talisman. So if I want to put this one on, it'll give me 79 armor. If I have a +6 talisman, it will actually not really do that much, unfortunately. But what it will help me do is achieve a higher amount of courage points. So basically, it's helping me stay more healthy and do more damage output with Fellist. Tethrin is a very good user of all three virtues, so I tend to use more of a spirit-based build rather than anything, because I know that I can utilize a rune on a different weapon to punch out a whole bunch more damage, like this rune, Everflame, 250% flame damage on top of your actual attack of your weapon. Weapons, I generally find you can do a whole bunch of stuff, especially with the tempers that have been added into the game. So they actually have a lot more effectiveness and usefulness, which are pretty much passive, that are additive to a weapon. So you can get a lot of damage output through different rune uses as well. And the heavy weapons also have access to a 250% flame damage output on rune activation. I hope that is relatively clear on how virtues operate. But basically, I can switch between all three different virtues, or I can do a balanced build, basically. And that will allow me to utilize different setups the way that I want to as well. So it's mostly affecting your health and your tankiness for courage. With spirit, you're mostly affecting the duration and the cooldown effects of your abilities or your pact abilities. And lastly, grace just enhances a lot more of your effectiveness when you're using a bow, as an example, for headshot multipliers and joineries as well. So I'll probably run around with a courage-based build. So we don't have the best of armor at the moment, but that doesn't really matter to Tethrin. Tethrin is extremely good at utilizing courage bases, basically. We got a struggle hug. How rude. Jeez, what's going on? No. Grace is the only virtue that allows you to look at headshot multipliers on bows. The reason why I know that is because of the amount of power that bows have. So as an example, I can basically scale completely into Grace. I can chuck on Orangor set. I can tell that it scales much higher because of the armor rating that I have access to. Your courage and your spirit do not get as high as what Grace does. So on Orangor's armor set, it has more pips, so I can tell by the amount of pips there. Basically, they're broken down into, I guess, like 10 points each, basically. I don't know the exact calculation values on these, but basically, Grace basically gives you a much higher armor rating on a full Grace build, where, say, as an Oshelda, as an example, if you're a full spirit-based build, you can certainly utilize Grace, but you have less points to spend, or less armor, basically, in consideration of the fact that this pensive cloak doesn't have as many pips as Arundel's armor set does, but it does have quite armor rating, like a high armor rating all the way through all of these. So it's probably about 10 points less than what the Tether and Wild build would be. Which one was I using? Sorry. Let's have a look. Siren. There we go. So I've got 141 armor. So I'll show you how a bow operates. Bows also can take advantage of headshot multipliers. So when it calculates all of the damage output together with a grace-based joinery, if you've got a grace joinery of Thrice Blessed on a bow, basically you will be able to one-shot enemies. A very good user of this would be Duello as an example. So I primarily run Grace pretty much almost exclusively, just for the fact that it's extremely strong and it can actually translate its damage output over from a Grace-based ability over to the Flintlock for a headshot, basically. So I'll show you what Grace can actually do. Spirit is very good, Courage is absolutely very good too, but Grace just has an exponentially higher damage output than what the other two virtues do at the moment, and basically it's pretty much going to stay that way, I think. I haven't really seen much movement on the way that Grace operates. It basically is in a pretty good spot, so which is nice. It is very strong. Courage gives you more health. Spirit basically gives you a lot more damage output for your magical weapons. But Grace is basically built around unawareness multipliers as well. So if an enemy isn't aware of your presence, if you hit them in the head with a bow, you'll basically be able to like pump out like a stupendous amount of damage. I don't know exact numbers. I don't sit there and calculate all of the numbers that can come in front of me, but what I do know is that I can one shot a boss very easily, and I can take advantage of those multipliers very easily with something like Duello. Let's have a look. Is there a boss that's nearby? Yeah, we'll just go to the siege. We'll go beat up Huthra. And you can pretty much use any bow as well. Even Thistle will do a relatively decent job, but the more powerful a bow and the better it scales with Grace, the more damage output you can basically do in a headshot. So let's go beat up Huthra, because she's annoying. Alright, little beavers. There you go. Oh wait, they changed color? That's so cool. It was grey, and now it's light. That's very cool. I did not know that. Very nice. I'll even show you Thistle. It's not the most powerful of bows, but for a starter weapon, it's still effective enough as well. I can even just take this one. It's a 1-star Thistle, and it does have a joinery on there as well. I put a Thrice Blessed by Safin, which adds 3 pips of Grace-based joinery onto there. So essentially what I can do is upgrade my rune to do extra damage output as well. I can also increase the attack speed if I really want to. I can do pretty much anything that I want when it comes to totems. And these definitely do increase your power output, essentially. Let's have a look. What can I do? Do I want Voltaic? Not really. Let's do Smite other enemies. Armor, and let's have a look at... Temporarily turn enemies into allies. We can certainly do that if we wanted to. So what's that? That's 6.6, so that's better. Reduce rune drain. Nah, that's not really gonna matter. Let's blind enemies. That's always fun. I could probably use Siren as well, but say for example we got a level 7. We just do a 1200 headshot on an enemy that was unaware of our presence. 476. So basically that means if an enemy is aware of you, you basically lose like 2/3 of that damage output. but you still do a one-shot on them as well. But if they're fully aware of you, that your damage output goes down again. Goodbye, Susan. Maybe not. Smite, smite, smite. Num, 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 num. Uh-huh. Excuse me, Susan. Alright, let's go beat up Kuthra. I think there's another boss just outside here as well, so he's quite a good example to utilize Grace on. I wish I could jump up behind him so I can show you what a secret like headshot can do, basically. Let's see if we can get up here. Goodbye. Okie dokie. That is the most annoying aim that I've ever seen. Huh. See, bud. So that's 1205. That's 1214. And that's doing double damage output. Excusez-moi. Seabird. Yeah. Brace multipliers are pretty nasty. Very good though. You can essentially jump into a squad and enhance the amount of damage output of Grace even further. I could even put a boosting potion on. I can also go get another Omen Beast's buff, basically, to boost all my virtues even further. There's also little idols that give you a 10-minute boost buff as well, so my courage based buff is about to run out. But yeah, Grace is extremely strong, so it's very, very powerful, more so on headshots than anything else, but it's still extremely effective in a lot of different ways. So being able to utilize these in the ways that we need to will basically give you a huge amount of damage output, even very early on. Siren, as an example, would be an extremely good user of Grace as well. So, Christ on a cross, pretty much. You basically execute people very, very quickly. Siren's very, very good at utilizing its invisibility feature as well with Glamour. Even on, say, like a spirit build or like a half-casting build or hybrid build, basically I could just take a bow and do the same thing almost. Basically with a headshot from the bow. It's not as flashy as the other packs are, but basically if I run around in butterfly mode and I can activate a rune charge, I can basically one-shot a boss in the head, which is pretty nice. Alright, let's go see Huthra. I had Torrent on. That ruined my chance. Oh well. Oh man, they cheated me. Stabby stabs. Okay, who's where? Who's gonna get it? Hello, Huthra. If I took Tuello and actually got the internal part of where your actual weak point is for that enemy, they would have died straight away. Apparently my aim isn't that good. Hello. Get out of here. But Siren is pretty good for what it does. It's not too bad. It's not my favorite pact, but it is something that is very useful. On magic weapons, you can do a little bit more damage output with a rune charge and a casting weapon as well. So, say for example, we could probably even utilize like a full spirit build as an example. We could take Gwillin, we could take Seathorn, we could even do like Silly Staff as an example, and just add a huge amount of damage output with the Arcanic Storm rune of Arcstorm, and just beat up enemies from invisibility, which would be quite useful. Let's do Decoy maybe. Reduce rain. Nah. We'll just add a little bit more physical damage output. If I'm running Spirit, I'll generally use Orlick set, which is very accessible by everyone in the game now, which is quite nice. Let's do this one. Alright, we'll take this one, because it's fun. You get other packs unlocked through the main quests. Some of them, not all, but most of them are. You've got Garen Rude from the Tormented Stag quest, you got She-Wolf Orangul from the She-Wolf quest, and then you've got the Wastebear quest for Bromius. Duello is also from Maester Kamo's quest, or Fable as well. They can all be found in your Fables tab. So the last pensive is Orlick's original quest, but then you go meet him in the Nightfold, and there's other quests to do. Torment Stag is pretty much our main Fable to start with. And then we go into Brew of Hues, and then we go into the Wastebear quest, and then the Wreck of Maester Kamo is pretty much the main Fables that we have access to. So as far as terms of packs basically becoming available to you, Garen Rude and Orangul are the very first two packs that you get access to, over the base pack of which one you choose. You can get the Ode Tempest from both Alka's Children and Silent Rose faction at rank 5. The Kith of Kings accesses Mora's Hand, which is extremely good. Bromius is really, really nice, and Duello is also extremely good. Extremely good. It's very powerful. It's probably one of the most well-balanced and well-crafted packs in the game, I would say. Because of the way that it operates between all three virtues, you can actually use any build you basically want, and you will be able to do an extremely good amount of damage. Duello is built around duration abilities, basically. And the... Oh, wait, did I go get the bag? Whoops. I don't think I did. Maybe? Did I get the baggie? I hope I did. I think I did. Duello is very good. Bravado basically boosts your virtue output for you and your party. So the highest virtue that you have with Bravado is basically what it boosts. The Duo Duello has access to a bleed mechanic. Technically it's a passive of the pact itself, but you don't actually need to roll to activate the actual passivity effect. It just operates and gives you bleed damage output, which is great. But we also have tempers that allow us to do that too. So that in alignment with a Mendicant style weapon of origin, basically like the Earthroot staff as an example, is a very, very good user of bleed damage output. And this one has the Savagery, which is the chance to bleed damage on hit, which is really, really nice for a caster weapon. So I could run around with a casting build that's made from Spirit, and I could basically just melt enemies with bleed damage as well. But I could also utilize Duello as well, which is pretty cool. I swear we just did a tumble roll down the stairs. That was pretty cool. Oh, we got a B tier? Why? Did we lose? At least we got some amber lamp, right? That's pretty good. And apparently we're dancing on air. We got saved by the bird. There we go. I'm gonna run up here because I want to go beat up the tank, and then I'll take you guys to Etheldred. she's pretty fun to use. If there's any specifics on packs that you guys want to like learn or at least use, I can pretty much put a build together and show you how to utilize it. Pretty much I've got every single item in the game. I would probably say I do. I've been playing quite a lot. I really enjoy a lot of the rune setups, the totems that we have access to. It's very, very nice. Indeed. But you can utilize the spirit activity of the Trick of the Light as a bomb, which is quite nice. So you're not necessarily locked into just using a pact just with one particular setup. When you're leveling and you're starting out in Soulframe, I probably would recommend following the rule of what that pact starts with. So Siren starts with Grace, Courage with Tetherin, and Spirit for the Oshelda. I would certainly follow those guardrails, so to speak, because what that will do is help you understand a little bit more about the actual virtue itself. So Courage is extremely strong, especially with Tetherin, but it also is very effective for other packs that utilize Courage, which all of them do. So very, very nice. And then utilizing different abilities, as an example, you can pull Smite and restore your ability so you can cast it again. So there's some really good synergies between pull Smites and your packs, and being able to restore your cooldowns instantaneously on every single soul that you pull from an enemy. So if you see red, green, blue, and green souls, just pull them out of enemies, and basically you can just refresh your whole entire roster of abilities for your pact, which is really, really nice. Okie dokie. Hello, Ducky. Do I need you? Probably not. I can even show you a shoulder, say like a Grace build, a Courage build, and a Spirit build. It's very good at utilizing all the three virtues itself as well. I kind of wish I could fly over this wall, but I have to run through the gate. We really don't have to dodge for bleed. Nope, not at all. I'll show you. Duello. We have a full Grace build. Duello is spawn a ghostly clone that matches every attack that you make. It basically does half the damage output that you do. In the upgrades, Soulframe, an eye for an eye, dodging gives attacks the chance to bleed, which is not true. You can literally bleed an enemy out, no problem. Let's look at... Rapiers are very, very good at adding bleed damage because they're very fast. This Navala has First Strike. This temper is specific to the Cassid style weapons, which is more like your rapier bases, basically. So I'll take this one, and I've got the Misgale rune on too, which is very, very good. So the more higher attack rates that you have a chance at, it basically has higher chance to bleed out an enemy, which is quite nice. So let's have a look. See you, bud. See ya. Nope. And that's the bleed damage output. It literally does it all on its own. It doesn't need to be reapplied half the time. It just does it, which is great. Hello. There we go, 702 damage output. They're not super like crazy high numbers, but just by seeing 702 damage, that tells me that the Grace multipliers are actually in effect, which is great. Even 400 damage output is relatively decent. And on recall, you can actually kill an enemy when you pull the weapon back to you. So you're just going to make sure the trajectory of the weapon actually attacks, and that will actually add bleed damage to the attack as well, which is pretty great. I don't know why it flew around me, but that's okay. So yeah, recalling your weapon is actually pretty fun. If you've got the right trajectory happening, be very careful of these mines as well. They do magical damage, so they chew through your physical defenses very easily. But yeah, headshots are stupendously powerful. Very nice. Where's this archer? Are you over there? No? Where are you hiding? Oh, there you are. Yeah. I love throwing rapiers. The reason why I like using these ones so much is because they're a straight projectile, basically, which works extremely well. Wolfdeeds, what's going on? How are you? Just sharing a little bit of magic tricks about the grace-based setups in Soulframe. Hello. Goodbye. Ah, we got drop hoods. Hooray. We got bell divers. Of course that missed. I'm pretty sure that you can apply the bleed attack to your kicks as well. Ooh, we got a 5-star deer. You will be my friend. Thank you very much. You're super rare. Thank you very much. Oh, look at it. It's so cute. Thanks, bud. Be free. Falling over doesn't fool me, lady. Rapiers are just very good. They're very quick, and they're extremely sharp, which is nice. So the magical flow that you see with Bravado being active basically is enhancing my grace of my virtues on my envoy as well. So that's why I'm getting so much damage application output, because I'm activating Bravado, but I'm also activating Duo Duello, which gives me an absolute crap load of damage output and bleed effect, which is really nice. But I've also got a decoy adding its damage to my envoy as well. And it's very good because it can actually translate over to my courage-based ability as well, which is extremely effective. These enemies are very low level, yes, but I can certainly take this sort of build out to like Koga as an example, and basically my damage output will be higher because I'm in Koga as well, which is quite nice. What are you guys all creeping around here for? Evil townsfolk. Get out of here. I don't like the townsfolk. I know they can't help it, but I don't like them. We have an advertising break. Wunderbar. See, there you go. Innately, Flintlock has also got punch through. So it did half the damage to the Banneret because she's got more armor than these guys do, but it killed the first, second, and third enemy in a straight line. So it's a trajectory kind of shot, which is pretty nice, but it's not a complete like direct shot like a bow and arrow would be as well. It's more of, say, like a projected projectile. I don't know how else to explain that. You little turd. Get back here. I will get you, my pretty. I will get you. There we go. Backstab multipliers also apply to Grace. So if they're running away, they're not really defending themselves. So very useful on backstabs. Even at like half damage upward, basically. Okie dokie. Let's have a little bit of fun with a bow. I'm going to take Maestro because I want to make everything on fire. Pull Smite around the Envoy, increase my chance. Alright, we'll take this for a spin. So we can most certainly utilize all three virtues basically however we want. It's basically just what do you want to build into. Hello. Bonjour. Guten Tag. Come on. Come. Chumps, get over here. These guys are really, really good to go against as well, because there's a whole bunch of them, which is nice. And Bravado basically slows all the enemies down too, which is great. So the higher spirit you have, the slower they'll be. But you can certainly crap out an absolute nightmarish amount of damage just with your totems being applied and leveled up to level 3. And even utilizing your runes correctly as well. If you level up your runes by melting down basic runes, you will get a huge amount of harmony in a pretty quick amount of time. Basically by doing your World Tree Votives as well. They're very, very useful. Very, very strong, and they add a huge amount of damage output to your envoy as well. I'll see if Etheldred will actually show up in Koga. So I'll show you a bit of the differences between the normal map and Koga as well. Koga definitely is a lot more difficult. We have 3 debuffs that are active on us. It slows us, it gives us less health, but also less stability as well. And that's where the boosting potions come in as well. You little turd. But there's also different packs that you can utilize against different enemy types and situations as well. So every pact has a situation that it will take well to or not so well to, but for the most part, most of what we can utilize in the game, it really depends on what your passives are locationally like for your pact. So there's a reason why I like using Oshelda against Etheldred, because of the ability to use Elder Bloom. And the Vernal Pool is Arcanic powers recharge more quickly when standing in water. There's a few other things that are available to it in alignment with that. Spirit is quite powerful as well. So I'm going to take out the Earthroot staff. It does have a spirit-based joinery on there as well, and it's an empowered joinery, basically. So the glowing moon symbol just means that it's reached its 5 maximum pips for damage output, basically. So I want to show you a little bit about what a spirit casting build can do, especially against Mummy Etheldred, because she's very annoying. Get out of your hole, lady. And she's not here. I was too close. That sucks. I might be able to spawn her, actually. I kind of hope that I can. And what you can do with different tile sets or dungeons, if you want to reset the world map in a way, you can actually come into a tile set and then you can just walk straight out again. Sometimes you can do that to proc a high level enemy level inside a tile set too, which can be quite beneficial if you ask me. If they're level 15 plus, generally they will proc out a new tile set, basically. How come Etheldred showed up and then disappeared? Come back. I want to play with you. Pretty please. I hope she procs. Huh. I like playing up against Etheldred. She's a pain in the butt. Alright. Let's see what we can do. Please, Etheldred, stay with me. I'll see if I can activate her. Aw, damn it. Okay. She's too close. That's unfortunate. That's alright. We'll just go beat up the Nell Knight. She should respawn at some point. Doopy-doopy-doo. Let's go play with Gorth. she'll be fun. She's a silly one, which I don't mind her. Actually, I'm going to switch over to Willow, just so I can show you like a headshot build with her. She's pretty cool. She's a very good example of Duello, especially with Grace. So if we cast that and then utilize Flintlock on her, it will basically one-shot her. If I can get the actual headshot properly. Ah, god damn it. Nah. I'm not doing very well with headshots today. Not very well at all. Yeah, I'm not really sure why that's activating the way that it is. I think my mouse is stuffed, to be honest. It definitely feels like there's a bit of a delay to it, unfortunately. Alright, we'll try it again on good old Nell Knight. This is a bit of a backwards way of doing the whole boss run, though. Oh, don't activate him. Please don't activate him. Okay. Apparently, my mouse doesn't want to work properly. Nope. Okay. That's lame. Almost got it though. Ooh, is that Moonsteel? Damn it. That's a really good light quick though. Alright, I'm gonna wake up to Metafiore, I feel. If you get the headshots wherever they're located, generally it's not in their actual head. It's kind of lower from what I can understand. They seem to shift around quite a bit. And apparently these buggers like to just block everything anyway. And there we go. Yeah, I think my mouse is going, unfortunately. Oh well. We could definitely start another Koga then. I don't have fast travel at the moment. But we'll go up here anyway. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with my mouse. That sucks. I would probably say to, for inventory management for anyone, break down your weapons. You can only really do that in Knife Altar. But it is worthwhile doing that, because you do get extra materials from them too. No enemies? Okay. That was a glorious entrance. And I'm hoping that we may potentially have a Vatigar bear around this area. Dooply doopy doo. I guess we could swim there. I don't know if it'll be any faster though. Although swimming is pretty cool. Yeah, I wish there was a Vatigar spawn here. That'd be nice. It looks like there should be, because this looks corrupted. All of the trees are dying. Oh, hello. May I have your stuff? Why, thank you. Those chumps can be pretty tough, especially up in the new area in Pigwin Scary, I think it's called. Scary Pig Island, I like to refer it to. It's literally like back over there. We can go visit there after, and I can show you what the I can show you what the enemy's like. I think this is this Dale? Dale's here? Is that who I see? Hello! Oh my god. Hello, Omen Beast. Oh wait, it's Kappa's Camel. Awesome. Hey, bud. Lovely. So this is one of the Omen Beasts that we can come across, the Capless Camel. He spits everywhere, he's really cool, and he gives us a potential buff. So let's have a look. What have we got? We got the increased weapon experience, pact experience. So if you're leveling in the game, I would highly recommend probably the increase of weapon experience. Your pact is going to level relatively well anyway. Ooh, he's got to receive a bundle of rare crafting materials. Yes, please. Thank you, buddy. One Rhapsodic. River Pearls, Gossamer Quartz, and Petrified Ichor. And a Blessed Meeting, SF language pop up. Okay, that's just showing the the file library name. Lovely. But at least we got the Rhapsodic. So Cordstones basically let us level our equipment up to a legendary rank, which is quite nice. Graze, what is shaking, my friend? Goodbye. Lovely jubbly. Ooh, Garen Brood is very good. What is shaking, my friend? 10 consecutive streams. Boop. Yeah, I think something's wrong with my mouse. It's releasing too early. Meh. Not ideal. What do we got? An Aranabo? Hello. Hold up. Hola.
Stretch!
I'm gonna stretch my eyeballs, as you know that's what I do. I did do a good stretch before, though. Yoga. Ah, the jar of replenishment, indeed. I'm glad I bought water. There we go. That was a 1,000 headshot for you. Oh my god. That was epically close. He literally got me down to 1 health. Oh, that's awesome. Hello. Apparently I keep missing. My aim just gets worse and worse, apparently. I wonder if this, I don't know, software maybe? I love how the leg of the envoy just slowly rose up. Trying to show off their lobe. I do want to go back into the Nightfall though. Can I get to the Nightfall now? Pretty please. Alright, so we got not great. Spit it. So I'm gonna switch over to Blitzel. If it lets me. There we go. What's that voltaic on smote enemies? Yeah, we can do something else, I think. Let us do Bright Flash, increase voltaic damage, and smite on enemies. I'm gonna bring out the Odiak, I think. Yeah, we'll take this one, because I really, really like this one. It's probably one of my favorite weapons. I love the Odiak. Bruno King, hello. Indeed, hello again. Come on, bud. Through here. Easy does it. Hello. See, bud. I'm still playing. Vacation. What? Vacation going well? What vacation? I didn't have a vacation. Not yet. Eventually. Well, not eventually. Probably like next year. Hello. Wow, the tracking is really slow. I would like a vacation. Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. No vacations for Soulframe players. We need to recruit more players. This is a full-time job. Agreed. It really is. It truly is. I think today I've done 2 streams, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did. And then I pumped out like 3 videos on YouTube. Ugh, my brain's dead. But it's good. I feel good about it. So, yeah. Sasuke, hello. Good to see you. Brain is dead, but in a good way. Okay, my tracking is really off. I'm trying to figure out why. Gimme, gimme. We can say you made your part? Maybe. Oh man, honestly, none of my headshots are connecting at all. Like none. I don't understand why. Yeah, none of them are making a hit. This is not usual. Absolute chaos. Well, that one made a headshot. I honestly think it's because of the way that the enemies are moving. They don't move as slow. They're actually a lot more active. Beat it, chump. Okay, what are we gonna do? Interact. Uh-huh. Where the screamers? Uh-huh. Here's my friend. Hello. You can get frustrated all you want. I'm just gonna sidestep you. Are you gonna follow me? Yes. Come on. Come back up here. Excellent. We've charmed them. Uh-oh. Where's the other one? Where'd she go? Come on. Down here. That's right. I know you're disgruntled. You've been underpaid. I understand. I'll take you to Susan from finance. Come on. This way. I promise it'll be fine. There we go. I found my friends again. Come on. Come this way. Come on. I know how disgruntled you are, so might as well take you to Susan from finance. Come on. Over here. Yes, I know. Let's march our way down. I know it's upsetting. I know. Come on. I love doing this. I have no idea what makes them do this, but they will actually just follow me around. They're upset. I can tell. They're very disgruntled. But they actually stay attached to you, and they will follow you. I've done this before. Everyone else is angry, clearly. But these two... Oh, I'm not dying to you. Are you kidding me? I've got my friends now. Beat it. See, look. They follow me. Come on, guys. Let's be friends. Alright, chump. Oh, no, don't... Oh, no, I killed one of them. Shit. I did not mean to do that. I'm so sorry. There's collateral damage. You are a pain. I'm sorry. I killed your friend. Now I understand why you're upset. You good? You gonna hang out here? Alright, come on in. You're welcome. Come on. Get inside. Come on. No, you're very upset. Okay. Okay. You good? Apparently not. Alright, well, your friend's over here, so... Oh my god, he's actually placating me. Come on. There we go. He's so angry. Yes. Upsetting. I know. I did not mean to kill your friend. Come on. Let's go meet your boss. Can you get back in? Oh, you can. Okay. That's right. Let's march right up the stairs. And I'll take you to your 3 bosses. They're assholes, I know. Well, there's the map. Are you going to do anything about it, or probably not? Come on. Oh, wait, I'm just going to get the key. Can you wait here? Thanks. Oh, no. Come on. Come on. Up here. Come on. Do you think maybe later we would have some pact about mental control? I mean, we've got totems that allow us to turn enemies into friends for a small period of time. I think it's roughly up to about 6 to 8 seconds, I think. But, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what makes them just disconnect from wanting to burn this. So, and that's their job. So, I don't know. They seem pretty disgruntled to me. Come on. Yeah, they completely... Oh, wait. No. Oh, no. Nice. Okay, well, let's go talk to your boss. Come on. Up here. Come on. You can do it. I promise you can. Come on. That's right. I'll walk you all the way up to the office, you know? That's just how things go. Welcome on in. Lovely. I wonder if they could actually help me disgruntle an employee of the week. Alright. Petra, stop moving. Yeah. I can't get any headshots off this week. Oh look, get out of battle. Don't walk in here. Jesus, you're about to die. Alright, well there's Hydor. Petra, you're a pain in the ass. There we go. Bleed damage took care of him. Alright. Let's see what your other boss can do. That was close. I know, you're ultra angry. I get it. Of course I frickin' missed that shot. God, that's annoying. No, nice try. I love playing tennis with these guys. Alright, bud. Well, your bosses are dead, so I don't know what's going to happen to you after this siege is done. But if you want to burn stuff, come on. Alright, well, I don't know if we'll see each other again, because once the siege is done, I don't really know what's going to happen, so... Apparently he doesn't like fire. Where are you going? No. No. You're not leaving. I would like to see some kind of pact where you can control some enemies to fight for us. I can show you the totem that does that. Hey, don't march back downstairs. Come on. Just stay with me. Be my friend. Alright, I'm gonna go burn this before you screw me over. I like he put his hand on the sword. Oh, yeah. Oh, we got a B tier. I did die, so that makes sense. Oh, wow, we got 18 quadrillion whale emeralds. Interesting. He's screaming and can't fight. Pretty much. It's happened to me a few times when I've come here. These old soldiers just give up. And they just kind of scream and just walk back down to the map. And then they just don't do anything. Indeed. Well, I guess being angry at a map does something for you? Apparently. I can't bring myself to kill them. I didn't mean to kill the other one, so... Anyway, that's Mirafure with a twist. Disgruntled owed employees. But it is pretty fun. But yeah, I can show you the totem that allows us to... Come on, bud. See you, bud. Does Mora's hand pack synergize well with Basker's Rest? Oh yeah. Very much so. You did the siege a few times but didn't get the magic staff. Is it a rare drop? Oh, you're talking about silly staff? Silly staff should potentially drop from the siege. I do have fragments of it, but yeah, silly staff can drop from this one. It is pretty rare though. I think you have to get it from the B tier, which is what I just got. It's kind of weird how it operates, but yeah, the silly staff is very good. Very, very good. Its heavy attack is very strong. With Basker's Rest, it would definitely synergize extremely well. Basker's Rest doesn't have innate flame damage. It's more magic based. It's arcanic is its base damage. But if you do get the enkindled temper on there, it will actually add flame damage. So yes, it will absolutely work extremely well with the way that Mora's Hand works. It's a very, very good pact in its entirety. I like being able to use it with, say, like Courage and Spirit, because I get the benefits of pure anti-stagger with Amber being active, and then also Ignis Wrath. It's also a really great user of Grace with the Inferno on headshots as well. You can pretty much run mostly whatever you like with it, as long as you're enjoying it, basically. So I generally enjoy this particular setup on Hand of Mora. Mostly if I squeeze a little bit more into Spirit and give a bit more courage, like the Knight Opaladine Prism is very, very good. If you've got more of a Spirit-based classed armor, or at least you've got the Regent Shell, this will give you some decent armor basically as well. It's predominantly a virtue requirement. You can certainly swing the other way and give like 30 points-ish to courage, and then the rest can stay with the Spirit, with Knight Opaladine once again, but you've still got a relatively healthy amount of armor from Regent Shell. Another good user of this would be the Mendicant King set. Very, very good. So Mendicant King set is probably one of the more popular ones, I would say, for courage. The only one that's slightly stronger than everything else in the game is the Arbera set from the Wastebek Quest, in Bromus's armor as well. You can pretty much run whatever you kind of like. I can run the Silly Staff if I really want to as well. The Arcanic Arcstorm Rune is very powerful, and it's a very, very good casting weapon as well. So you're predominantly giving yourself more defenses against physical damage. The magical damage defenses are very useful though, very much so. But the headshot multipliers from Grace are still extremely strong for Grace as well. And the actual headshot on the heavy attack is very, very strong for the Silly Staff. It is more of a Spirit-based caster as well, but it still can operate extremely well. The Ember attack, or the effect, basically, is an anti-stagger. So even the most powerful of enemies can't stagger you while you've got this ability active. So if you're glowing with your second ability, you will basically throw flame damage back at enemies, which is great. And you're technically, like, on fire. So basically it allows you to do more damage output as well. And you can just stand there and just tank damage pretty well. Kindled, heal on skill, heal with more grey health on attack. A Courage Grace, since this second move basically scales negatively with the armor. Enemy armor, your ability to not get hit, so it's mostly a stability buff. Pretty much, yeah. It's more stability, like anti-stagger, essentially. Which I don't mind. I quite like the effect of Ember on Mora's Hand. It's quite good. Very, very useful, just to be able to stand there and just throw flames everywhere. It's really nice. I swear though, the attack on this has gotten a lot slower. It never used to be that slow. Interesting. Yeah, there's definitely something up with the UI. It's weird. What is going on? The FOV is like chunky out too. Yeah, it's really weird. Strange. Okie dokie. Alright. We got Skelfies, we got Dermak, and then we got Glades of Anduin. What's it, 9 and 15 minutes? I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to jump into this Glades of Anduin. I want to go see if we can go do the Reaper Dog again. He's quite fun. I like him. I wish I checked about the totem. Which totem? I need to try that. Yeah, the duration is slow. Very slow. Or very low, rather. Where is it? It depends on like what you're running with your virtues, though. Say if I'm running like a courage or spirit, it really won't necessarily matter which one I chuck on. So if you want to turn enemies into allies, you absolutely can with Turn Tusk. 7 seconds you can get with courage, but if you go a full courage base, I'm pretty sure it's only about 8 seconds in totality at max rank. Yeah, it's 8 seconds basically. So if I run a full courage base build, I'm not going to do all that much damage output with the silly staff. But if I want to make friends, I certainly can. So that little red mage is now my friend, basically. And the other ones will group up on him and attack them. But he still latched onto me, interestingly. See, now that soldier is now my friend with the Vast 4. So he'll go and kill pretty much everyone else. And they do pretty good damage output too. So the 8 seconds can make a relatively okay difference. So it's good to have a mage around too. But if the mage can stay around without dying, you could probably make them your friend and potentially make them a healer. But it's not too bad. It can be useful. I use it more on flyblades rather than magic, because magic just cuts through most armor types for the most part. Yeah, no problem. Actually, let's see if we can make Susan from Finance our friend. I don't know why I didn't think about making Susan my friend earlier. Can you be my friend? She just stands there anyway. Or floats there, rather. Ooh, we got full inventory again. Wonderful. Not bad, but they deal hard damage. Yeah, they do. Yeah, it does end pretty quickly. It doesn't really feel like 8 seconds to me, to be honest. Yeah. As far as I'm aware, there's really no way to increase that duration other than just maximizing your virtues to the point of basically getting a much higher duration. Where is it? So what's that turn task? Let's see what it does on a spirit-based one. Let's do this. So this one, that one should get the bonus. So what's that? Is that turn task? 5 seconds on full smite. Alright, let's see if we can engage this. Let's see how much we can get out of it. Confirm. Okay, so in the spirit slot, it actually gets 8 seconds. 7, sorry. And then what's our grace get? Maybe I don't have it yet. No. I don't think I've actually got the... It may not be some... Oh, there we go. I've never used it in Grace then. If I'm seeing 5 seconds at low Grace, it may potentially go up to like 7 seconds maybe. But who knows. Let's boost Grace. And then what does that give me? Yeah. So the turn task in the Courage base slot is basically where it's going to be best, essentially. But you're sacrificing like a lot more better stuff. But even at base, it's 6 seconds. So on a full like Courage build, essentially, Or even just courage itself. So that's 23. So that's 7 seconds. So you may not even have to go a full courage base for this. Let's do 20, 30. I feel like 30 would be okay. That's pretty close. 33. Yeah, so you only need about like 33 points in courage to maximize that totem to be useful for the maximum duration. Interesting. So what if it's 32 points? Yeah, it's 32 points in courage for turn task to be maximized. So you can actually save yourself a few more points if you really want for spirit and grace. So that's 7 seconds at 33. So 34 perhaps? Nope. Let's try 35. Yeah, so it's 35 seconds, what I can see. Interesting. And that's with the Triune Talisman too. So 14 Spirit and 14 Grace. So you can certainly run this sort of build, no problem. I mean, you can activate a higher armor, not by much though. But you can certainly boost that, but you're kind of wasting points, really, if you want to like minimize max and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, wow. Okay. I try to do this right now. Did you try? 7 max? Max is 8? Yeah, that's what it seems like. On both weapons, does it accumulate? Interesting that you mentioned that. I wouldn't be surprised if it potentially does. Let's just take... Actually, where's the Arcstorm? I need the original slot. So it's always the left one, even on the hollowing. The deeper red one. So this is the bonus one, right here. Let's have a look. Turn task. That's 8 seconds, and then we've got 8 seconds on that. So yeah, maybe they might stack. Let's go have a look. Oh, I do have the buff bonus as well, so that may be contributing to that too. Let's head back over here, because there's certainly Ode enemies. It'll probably only really work on Ode enemies anyway. I don't think it'll really work on anything else. It does work on Ode bosses or Agari, but I haven't tried it on something like that Impid or anything like that that's like non-human basically. Let's try this red mage. Come on. Nope. You want to be my friend? Apparently not. I would have spiders. Oh yeah. Actually, that'd be quite interesting if the spiders became friends. Let's go try it on a few other Ode people. Let's try it on the mage. Nah. The mages never last long enough, unfortunately. I wonder if it's based on potentially smite chance outputs. I'm using, yeah, too many weapons that are gonna basically roast these dudes. Too much damage, apparently. Hey, bud. Can you be my friend? Would you be my friend? Huh. Come on, it's got to activate at some point. And you block everything anyway, so... I love how Susan just turns away. I think, well, the Preludes would work really well. I think like what we talked about last time, it's like what, like a 1 in 10 chance? And I'm doing a lot of elemental damage anyway. So yeah, a 1 in 10 chance would be more effective. 157, 122. So let's take everything off this. We can just leave that on. I don't think Smite Chance would have any activation for it. Where is it? Turn task. So this will be a better true kind of activity for it, because it doesn't really have anything that's going to give you damage output on top of the actual damage of Preludes itself. So, this Susan's. A bad weapon with Smite Temper and Smite Totems. A bad weapon with Smite Temper and Smite Totems. I mean, what else have I got? Usually a 1-star would be effective. So if you just have a look through your quality, like this Thistle, as an example, would be perfect actually, because it's only got Smite Chance activation on it. So let's take that instead. The magic damage is going to be doing too much damage output to these enemies anyway. So let's just take Thistle and just apply it with so there's turn task, 7 seconds. Yeah, so that's gone down again. So I had the buff active before. Now there's no buff, so it's actually higher to be able to get the 8 seconds. So what's that? Temporarily 7 seconds. So that's 7. 39. Yeah, it looks like it's 40. 40 points of courage. No, that's still at 7 seconds, so you've got to be even higher. 41. 7 seconds still. 42 courage. Is still 7 seconds. Okay, so we were actually accounting for the buff potion, or the randomized buff. Okay, so now we've got 8 seconds. So you need to have a minimum of 43 courage to be able to activate the totem to 8 seconds in total per turn task to turn enemies into allies. Interesting. Be sure to have a lot of smites and watch them kill. Level stale weapon with smite. Yeah. Same for Grace and Spirit? No. Spirit and Grace are different. They only operate up to 7 seconds from what I can see. So Courage looks like it's best. Is the best user of this totem. I wonder how many friends we can make with a Preludes. Okay, so there's 2. And they're doing a pretty good job. Okay, that doesn't even last 8 seconds. That's like 4 seconds, if that. That's terrible. There we go. We got Big Chunky. Go for it, dude. See, he lasted a lot longer. No, he didn't. Yeah, that's only about... That's not 8 seconds. No way. And they don't seem to stack either. So we've got the Archer. Get out of here. I'm doing a test. Can you be my friend? No, because she has black magic. She blocks all of my attacks. They don't last much. This looks like... Yeah, I don't think it's working. It's not something that's stackable from what I can see. The Smite's definitely proc. I wonder if it only works if there's other enemies around too. Alright, let's go to the next group. You should try and Pogo? Maybe. But I don't think they'd last long. That's the only thing. Be my friend. Yeah, it really takes ages for it to proc too. Oh, there we go. We've got Chunky Man. I wonder what the chance output of these totems actually activating is worth. So he's now not our friend. Eh. Seabird. Alright, there's plenty of other leveled ode up here, so we can try it on them. But yeah, it doesn't look like it's stacking at all. Yeah, it definitely seems like maybe a 5-second rule, and then it just dissipates. So it's certainly not activating completely. I think on the Savage Patch Kids it does work pretty well. Huh. Oh, not well enough though. Yeah, it's activating maybe for like 4 seconds. That's not 8. Not at all. But at least we know. Maybe it's just, I don't know. I guess so. But yeah, it's certainly not activating to 8 seconds. What's that? Quicklies? Bissell. And that one. Temporarily turn enemies into allies for 8 seconds on pull smite. That's what I'm doing wrong. It's not just on an activation, it's on pull smite though. But you can't minimize the damage output on pull smites, which sucks. Everything's based on pull smites at the moment. So the damage output, actually, yeah, that's the other problem. If it's based on pull smites and it's activating just by proccing a pull smite, that's kind of like redundant. Why would you bother? Oh, the doggo is our friend. Hey, bud. And now it's not our friend. Yeah, it's not 8 seconds. It's maybe 4. And if it's on pull smite, you're gonna kill an enemy anyway. Let's go see if it works on the bear. Yeah. That's what I'm noticing. It'd be nice if it did actually last the full duration. And if it was stackable. But it's based on a pull smite mechanic as well. And for most pull smites, we do an absolute crapload of damage to them anyway. So let's make him our friend. Apparently we just didn't need to make him our friend. Wow, okay, the Nell Knights just bossed him. That was awesome. The Nell Knights are very strong. And apparently the Abacots want to have a go too. That's awesome. I love watching the different factions beat each other up. If they don't die, they'll become your friend. But 9 times out of 10, you gotta kill them anyway. What's this? Okay, it's day and 11 minutes. Let's go beat up a bear. It is why I would have this build work. 16 seconds would be fun. Oh, I agree. Yeah, but it's not activating to 16. Unfortunately, it's not really stacking. Maniki Pawuk. So this little spider is very useful, and I'll show you why. Hello, Stag. Can you imagine if we turned him into our friend? Do you want to be my friend now? Uh-huh. No. Let's see if we can make the spider our friend. Yeah, the spider can be our friend. Excellent. That's amazing. So the good thing about making the little spider our friend is that it will slow the actual enemy down. Or it's supposed to. It does slow down the bear. That's very cool. Ah, little spider's dead. Unfortunate. Is that actually hitting you or no? I feel like there's so many different damage instances overlaying one another. It's like overloading. See a bird. I was hoping that was going to be a moonsteel. Unfortunate. Oh. Hello. I think I missed a lot. Blazin? Hello. Why would you miss a lot? They need to fix it, make it cumulative? It'd be nice. I think 16 seconds is a very long time. But considering that it's not actually, like, I don't even know if it's cumulative, let alone activating for the full duration. And plus, it would be nice to have an indicator on that as well, just to let us know, you know, who is actually our friend and who's not. I think a very good example of that would probably be something like the Hollowing Rune. The way that it activates and like puts a marking on someone, I think would be very nice. So let's have a look at... That's spreading to allies. Increase smite chance? Sure. Increase attack speed? We can certainly look at that. So that's temporarily turn allies into friends. So that's increased my chance. So I'm going to retune back to a spirit based. 1812. So what was it? We said it was 40 points, I think. Can we even get there with spirit? I don't even know if we can. Let's have a look. Smite chance, 9%. That'd be better. And then 5 seconds, I'm okay with. Let's have a look. Yes, we got 45. Excellent. So, is it 41 points, I think? So that's 5. Oh, but that's in courage base, so it's not really going to matter on that. So, smite is 9%, 5 seconds is fine. See that? I feel like it's just pulling the base amount of seconds. It's not actually adding those additional 4 seconds, unfortunately. Let's do armor on releasing a rune. I lie. I don't want to do that. So, what have we got? Stocky Lodge and Stocky Lodge. Yes, we will release you. I don't need you. Smite to other enemies within 20 meters. That should be fine. Do we really need magic armor? Not really. So I'm going to use a blinding radius and 20 meters of that. So let's do that. And then what else have we got with Gwillin? Swooning blow A. I don't think so. I'm going to take the Seathorn. Arcstorm. Full smite, temporarily turn enemies into allies for 7 seconds. So we'll add that on. And then I'll probably add just for health purposes, really. Let's have a look. Increase will take. Actually, I wonder if the buffing of virtues. If I pull a red soul, I wonder if that will boost. Or a green soul, adding more seconds to it. Aha! We might be onto something. I have a feeling that the Virtues boosting totem may potentially do that for us. Actually, I'm just going to do all X, because it'll give me at least a little bit more physical damage mitigation. Interesting. Yeah, I wonder if this, what is it called? Noble Nestling. The buffing of Virtues 12% associated with enemy soul color on Pulse Mine. See more people's playing around druids, petting animals, maybe even later a pack to come like this. Pretty much like Orangor. Do you mean like summoning pact, basically? I just wake up? Oh, truly, okay. No clue what you're testing. We're just having a look at totems at the moment. Oh, like I've just kind of stepped into it, really. Don't die and be my friend. Alright, so you're my friend, but you're also blinded. So that's kind of counterintuitive. Yeah, that's kind of useless. You know what a better test of this would be? Is probably Tedrin. So at least we can steal health from enemies as well. Let's do Earth Root maybe? No, we'll keep that, but I'm going to take off that blinding smite totem. Buff Virtue. And interesting because I'm not even using the bright flash totem either itself. It's just passively adding itself to my attacks on my primary. So we'll take that off, but we'll run with... Wait. Lol. Let's see if the... Let's see if Mora's Hand anti-stagger is still active. No, it's not. It just shows the visual effect. No problem. Yeah, we're just having a play around with the Turntail, I think it's called. Just on the pull smites. It's just the amount of seconds that it should potentially be creating like a glamour ability, essentially, on an enemy on a pull smite. So if they don't die, they turn into your ally for a short period of time. That was 6 seconds, so it's barely 7. But it's always on pull smites. So it's realistically, it's really only useful probably in Koga or just high level enemies. Bennerets would be ideal as well. But it does work on the spiders, which is nice. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's barely 7 seconds, if that. Pretty cool though. Yeah, it's an interesting one. The decoy one is useful, but it does body block your enemies. And yourself on your ranged attacks too. But yeah, the Turning Tusk, I think it's called. It's probably best used in your Courage base slot. Reason being is because Courage seems to boost its seconds that it lasts up to 8 seconds, I think, at max. And I think it was around 41 points. So 7 seconds on Pull Smite, and this is a full 39 Courage build. So even if I took that off, what does that amount to? It's on the secondary. 7 seconds on Pull Smite. So I've got, what, 39 Courage? So if I go to 40, 7 seconds still at 40 Courage. So I do need to have more. So if I add the +6... Nope, apparently that still does 7 seconds. Weird. Let's refresh that. Okay, so now it's at 7 seconds. Why? That's max courage, apparently. So I've naturally got more spirit points because I was in a Shelter Caster user when I first started Soulframe, and I think I put extra points into Grace. So I think courage 7. Turn task. Yeah, it's only giving me 7 seconds on Tethrin, but on Mora's Hand. What was it giving me before? So that's 5 seconds. I wonder why now it's only giving me 7. What was the other thing that was changed? So it looks like it's 7 seconds. So why was it pulling 8 seconds before? Let's put the +6 on. So that's still 7, and that's 45 courage. Huh. No, there we go. It's 8 seconds now, so it's just taking a while to upload. Interesting. So what's Tethrin at? So that's 42. There's the +6. We got 45. And that's +8. Yeah, +8. Alright, there we go. The decoy one, yeah, it can be quite distracting. That's for sure. Decoy I don't mind. It depends on what you're using it for, I think. I don't mind using it as like a... I'm going to distract you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so that does last the whole duration of 8 seconds. So those totems don't stack together. It's literally just 8 seconds. So you've got to max out your courage pretty much to make them work effectively. You could probably boost that with Duello though. That gives me an idea. Bear with me. The buffing virtue potion, or the buffing virtue totem, sorry. 1 in 5 smite. So we've got increased smite chance, temporary, and then where is our... Not armor coat. Double dredge. Nope. 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 Nothing. So 14% of extra percent associated. So that's buffing the virtue. So if we pull a red soul and then we switch over to a full Duello, basically casting Bravado should be able to boost our points in courage. Essentially. $111. Lovely. So this is more for the totems more than anything else. That's the only problem. I can probably switch to Gwillin. This will do. Hollowed Herd. Turn Tusk? Yep. Increased attack speed? No. Full Smite? Nope. 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 So we'll buff, and then we'll do a smite chance increase. Smiting Stag, is it? There we go. Okay. Turn allies into 8 seconds, right. Cool. Alright. So this is needing a virtue requirement of 8 spirit. Although I can kind of cheat. So basically, if I don't touch anything in this build, essentially I can still utilize this weapon. It's really not useful for what we need to do though. Let's use Bravado. That should boost our courage base. It's not really going to work all that well if I don't have more smite output though. Pricklies can work. So let's do pricklies instead. So what's that? Oh, that's got 1 in 10, but it's still got way more damage output. Let's do the extra smite chance. So we got the increased smite. No. Turn tusk. We got increased magic armor. We don't need that. Physical armor. We won't need that. Restoration. Which one is the base rune? Oh, it doesn't really matter. Alright, so it's always the top one for these ones. So that's the empowered one. Let's do... I don't really need anything else rather than, I guess, smite output. Smite chance, there we go. And then we'll do buff virtues. There we go. Buff virtue, increase smite chance. I'm really hoping that this actually buffs it though. I really do. Alright, let's go get some smite chance, and then we'll use it on these chumps. Thank you. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it still only does 8, even with the buffs being active. Now we can turn the Avocot to our advantage. Get him, you little turd. Oh wow, the other Avocot booted him off. That's awesome. Alright, go kill them. Go on, be my friend. Yeah, so even using Bravado, it doesn't matter. Oh wow, that Avocot's savage, man. I'm not even its friend, and it's doing some pretty dodgy damage. What a little shit. Oh my god. Wow. Savage Patch Kids. I was never wrong about these little turds. Holy Hannah. You gonna kill everyone else? You little savage. Holy. Oh, well, I can't get a lettuce to attack everyone, unfortunately. Evil avocados? Yeah. That's nuts. He actually savaged 2 level 36s, and then he came after me. So that tells you how much damage output they must have. Because if these guys are level 30 something, those avocots must be roughly around the same. That is satisfying though, watching them beat each other up. Is he now broken? Apparently not. Hello. I really want this dude's armor. It looks awesome. Can we please be friends? I really want this dude's armor. It looks so cool. That's the only time he responds to you, if you break his stuff. That's funny. Alright, smitten. I smite thee. Alright, do your job. And he's going to block everything. Lovely. Alright, cool. Cool. Let's have a look at this little camp down here. I wish there was a Susan from Finance. I really want to try it on... Oh, there we go. Savage Patch Kids. Here we go. Come on, you little turd. I hope you live through this. Excellent. Go for it, you little turd. Look at him go. Turning the tides with the Savage Patch Kids. I love them. They annoy me, but they're very cool. And they literally are Savage Patch Kids. No, take them on. Attack them. Don't focus on me. I'm not here. Let's pretend I'm not here. Alright, you go for it and kill them. Aw, he killed the little turd. Damn it. Alright, let's take the big boy. He does absolutely nothing, though. Terrible. So, I wonder why he does so little damage to them, but he does so much to us. Ilverak, let's see what you can do. If you don't survive, you weren't supposed to. Alright, go get him. That's dope. Alright, now it's your turn. Get him. Not terrible, but not great. Seems like they resist the mind control. Yeah, they definitely do. Like, it's interesting. It does work, but yeah, it takes them a while to kind of turn tail, basically, and go against their cohort, really. I'm just going to go back up to the other... Actually, you know who I want to try it on? Ruthos. I'm going to keep the two doggos there and see if we can mind control her. I know it works on... I think his name is Huel, the dude that's out near Curlal. It definitely works on him. I've done it before. And he does turn around and start attacking people, which is quite good. Let's see. What have we got here? We've got a pen. A glass cage of emotion. Alright, you'll be perfect. Come with me. Come on. Up here. Alright, fine. It does take a while for us to disengage from enemies too. But let's have a look at good old Ruthos. Hey, bitch. Oh, she does. Wow. No? Am I wrong? No. Oh, she's gonna bleed out real quick. Come on. Give me a smite chance, dude. I bet you she'll go walkabout around the block again. I can only see her name. I can't see the health bar. Where'd the dogs go? Oh, there they are. Come on, bud. Oh, no. Alright, the doggo could be our friend. Come on. Attack. Oh, he does. Jeez, that was quick. Okay. Excellent. Now it's your turn. Be my friend. I mean, Orenville probably does it better. I feel like the FOV like tracks and expands a lot more than it used to, which I don't necessarily mind. Let me bite your ankles at least. Man, we only got one smite on her too. Corella. How you going? Good to see you. We're just trying to test out a pair of totems that turn task and see if it actually works on Ruthos. It did, like, momentarily, but I've only been able to get one smite on Ruthos. Come on, man. Give it up. Just get smitten. Maybe that's possibly why too. I had Duello with Bravado running too. She's probably about like a quarter health left from what I can barely see. Come on. Just get smitten. Maybe I could try with Orangol too. That'd work. And Preludes with a smite chance. Application from a temper. So Bravado doesn't really seem to do much to enhance. It's very niche, because it's got to be a red smite for it to activate properly. Yeah, we've literally gotten one from her the whole time. You slept in today? Oh, truly. Oh, nice. 2,600 guests? Yeah, I'm not surprised you're exhausted. Jesus Christ. That's a lot of people to deal with. I mean, it could be like exciting for maybe like an hour in my head, but I'd be like, nah, I'm done. I'm going home. One smite per enemy? No. You can certainly boost out extra smites. Smite chance, temporarily, buff virtue. Let's try it on Orangol. And then we'll have to use Howl. So that's courage based, and that is for 8 seconds on Pulse Smite. 8 seconds Pulse Smite, buff virtue, and increase smite chance 6.1%. Increase smite 1 point something percent. So we do have the Sulling Force on here too. So let's try it with Howl though. 1 smite per enemy per life other than bosses. Pretty much. Oakley dokley, who wants to be my friend now? You do. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't look like it procs much more than just... Jesus Christ, the Falx just took him out instantly. You are not my friend. Wow. Oh well, you can kill someone else now. Come on, take out the archer. I think you're so confident in your Falx weapon. Shitty aim though. Oh, she's still going for the big boy though. Interesting. And she's walking away. I think she's broken. This is actually kind of fun. Can we smite these bitches? I hate you. Hate you, hate you, hate you. Magical black magic. You've got Jedi powers. You don't deserve them. Ah, of course it happens when they die. Be my friend. So that laserish kind of energy coming up from my feet, that's white, that's the buff activation for courage. And that's why it's turning red. And that's how you can tell that the totems actually activate on the buff virtues, on the pull smites. Oh god, Arungul's claw needs a little bit of a tune up. She needs to extend a little bit more. It's so close. And it's terrible damage. It definitely needs more stagger output if it's going to be this close. How are you not on fire yet? There we go. Let's get cooking. Alright. Can you do an arrow hail or something on them? So she did like maybe a quarter of their health. Interesting. Ah, damn it. Alright, go beat someone up. So they turn instantly, which is good. And then he's going to turn back anyway. Can you kill him, please? There we go. She did actually something, but he still blocked it from behind, magically. Alright, your turn. Come on, you empowered your weapon. Go for it. Kill him. Haha. Okay, the Vasp are probably the best enemies to turn on others. Alright, so now that we got the courage buff, that should boost our luck. Apparently not. Terrible. Okay. Spreading Split, I think it's called. Also, bosses seem to only drop one smite. Full smites, one that can spread. It can spread to itself in my experience. I'm not actually using that totem just at the moment. I'm just trying to see if there's a possibility that the buffing virtue totem potentially extends the duration of these, but it doesn't look like it does. Ooh, these would be good to capture if they burn someone, which they're useless at. Let's see if we can get the mage. Please, be my friend. I want you to heal me. Pretty please. And hopefully not die. Come on. Ah, god damn it. Right, you can be my friend instead. Alright, can you stabilize us, maybe? I wonder if you can actually get them to cast that stability magic on you. Let's have a look at... Oh, there's a mage. Be my friend. Excellent. They just got completely bossed. Okay, so the Vasp are definitely a very good enemy to take on. You're probably potentially going to die. So yeah, the Vasp bearers are probably the best ones to take on. Maybe apart from the doggos. And then you could probably cast Howl if you get a blue soul. Okay, the doggos actually apply bleed damage from the look of it too. So that's good. Good, doggo. Keep going. Continue to be my friend. Apparently he is. He gives no shits. Alright, well, I'm using Orangol anyway, so you're gonna have to be my friend anyway. So deal with it. I wonder if you could bug the dogs out and just collect all of the dogs in Soulframe just to be your friend with Orangol. Ilverak, where are you at? Okay, so the Ilveraks are pretty good if they actually pop their attacks off. The ideal if it could be boosted on Grace though. But Grace won't give as many seconds, which doesn't really matter in everything though. Oh yo, they go after the doggo. Aha. Terrible smites on the mages, they always die. Go for it, Patricia. This is pretty decent though. Interesting. Once my maybe it's how it's supposed to work. Also, bosses seem to only drop one smite unless you pull smites, one that can spread. Spreading Sploot, yeah, that is the one that actually adds extra to it all. But basically what we're trying to do is like see if the buff virtue associated with the red souls can potentially boost the duration of this, which it doesn't look like it does. We're just doing Orangol for extra smite chance. Interesting though. But I will probably have to call it an evening, ladies, lords, and everyone in stream. I will probably be back on like midweek at some point. I haven't put a schedule together. I do have some videos to upload and put up on the tube. I have put some up today, so I smashed out, I think, 3 of them. I'm very tired, but in a good way. So hopefully they all go well. If you guys are interested in checking them out, I do have the link tree pinned at the top of chat in Twitch. YouTube is lucky enough to have access to them from YouTube. So I do want to go check Tuvalcane for these board stones though. But yeah, I do have another video coming out. It's predominantly about Verminion and all of the potions, etc. Just to basically get information out for, I guess, newer players who aren't really aware of like what the game doesn't tell you, basically, because there's a lot that it doesn't tell you. So I'm going to build that. I'm going to keep Melodius off for now. But there we go. I think we that's a wrap. So oh, I got Webbit seeds. Excellent. Can I please have like 20,000 of them? Uncappable? That'd be nice. At least I got 3. Thank Christ. Alright. There we go. My pleasure. Great to see you guys as well. And that was actually a really fun test on those totems as well. Very interesting turn task. I'm sure that there's another way to see if we can buff the duration of it. I'm just trying to think, like with Duelo, the associated buffing totem as well. And courage based. Interesting. We could try it on Spirit or Grace next time, but it does seem like you get the maximum duration out of courage, interestingly enough. But there's obviously like very decent setups for different totems as well. So interesting one though. So thanks. Yeah, I always try to keep it like a little bit more upbeat in the sense of just not just running the game. I want to learn like different stuff, so you know, I think it's a curious mind keeps I don't know, just more active, really. No problem. Your gameplay is so much meta. Oh, you're welcome, Blazin. I'm glad. Yeah, I just want to help people through like what Warframe did for me, basically. I know that when I first started Warframe, it was like, what the hell's going on? So I think I've taken my experience from Warframe in that sense and looked at how Soulframe is building, and I'm taking the same concept and learning with all of my Warframe experience in Soulframe 2, which is uncanny in a way. But I really enjoy the way that this game is building and developing. So I really enjoy the fact that we have access to early preludes, basically, and to just continuously see it grow. So it's very early days still, but I'm certainly enjoying it. But thank you very much for joining as well. Always a pleasure. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I certainly have. I always do. Let us have a look at the category. Fi is online. Excellent. I'm sending you guys to Fi AU. He's amazing. He's a very, very cool Warframer and Soulframer as well. So this is his night, basically, on Sunday. So I'm really glad to see him as well. So as soon as I have the extra dollars, I'll get the Paragon. That's a very good thing too as well, Blazin. With the Paragon pack, you can actually purchase the base packs of Wild Tetherin, Oshelda, or Siren, and they actually retroactively take the price of the Paragon pack down. But it's definitely worth buying, in my opinion. I bought it on a very tough, very tight budgeted week, but I wanted, yeah, exactly. I just want to support them and just early invest in the game. So I didn't get the opportunity with Warframe myself, but I certainly do with Soulframe. So that's why I did mine. Oh, you got the Oshelda, Wild Oshelda? Yeah, it's very good. It's very, very good. I really enjoy it. Yeah, I would probably say Tetherin would probably be a very, very good choice next. And then after that, I would probably say like your Siren as well. So I'm just going to see if we can start the raid on... Oh, there we go. Awesome. Yeah, we're going to go raid into Fi AU. He's awesome. He loves Soulframe as well, and he's very good at Warframe as well. So it'd be nice to catch up with him. It's been a while. I haven't actually been able to chat with him for a while, so it'd be nice to jump into chat with him and you guys as well. So, but yeah, I would definitely have a look into the Paragon packs as well. Very, very much well worth it. 55 Chef. Chief? Chef? No, Chief. How much content has the game actually? I would definitely say more than enough to keep you busy for a couple of like weeks at least. You want Alora's colors? Purple is my favorite. Oh, Alora's pack is really, really good. Yeah, I think you'll really enjoy it. I would definitely say Chief. At least a good couple of weeks, you know, at least. Depends on how much you grind. Warframe, a lot more, obviously, because it's been around a lot longer, but Soulframe has definitely got enough content to keep you busy. When I say a couple of weeks, I'd probably say even like a couple of months. So there's at least a good like 40-ish hours plus in this game. So, all right, we're about to raid into Fi AU. We have 15 seconds on the clock. I will see you guys on the side. Thank you very much for watching. If you wish to do your follows and all that sort of stuff in your own time, I would very much appreciate it. But if you see me online, come in, have a chat, ask questions. No questions, a bad one as well. So, all right. I'll see you guys on the other side.